Have you ever wondered if the advice you're following to run meta ads is wrong? I believe most of it is, and it's keeping your brand stuck and unable to scale. In fact, over the last 8 years, I've helped over 150 businesses scale without looking at structure, ASC campaigns, what copy I'm running. So today I'm going to give you 8 years of meta ads advice that have literally helped scale brands from 7 to 8 figures profitably. So in the next 10 minutes, you will discover what advice to follow, and more importantly, the outdated advice that many of you are still watching on YouTube that is literally destroying your accounts. Let's hop into it. So most importantly, the key to understanding how to structure meta ads in 2025 is to keep in mind that simplicity scales. All of these people saying running 20 creatives inside of one ASC campaign is killing your performance, and I promise you that. I have a theory in that we need to direct meta to scaling accounts based on what our desired outcome is. So if you're in meta and you are just throwing everything into one ASC campaign, what is meta's understanding of how willing you are to get better results? If you're just willing to create one campaign with 25 ad creatives with the hopes of meta finding a winner that hits target cost per acquisition goals with no direction, how are you to assume that that is correct? So I'm going to go into a number of my ad accounts here. We have, 20 plus accounts in our dashboard, and I can run through a number of them. So we're at last 30 days here. You guys can see if we set our custom columns, we have bid caps going. We have multiple different attribution settings. Let's just go back to performance so I can just show you our structure. Different attributions. We have bid caps, cost caps, highest volume, all of these running. You can see our CPM, $13, cost per click, $2, ROAS 3.25, very average across the board. Obviously our bid cap campaigns are performing at a higher ROAS than some of our other campaigns, and retargeting coming here down at the bottom at a 6.42. Now, the way we set things up is test, scale, cost controls. That's as easy as it is. We start with test and scale because, again, highest volume, we want to get the most out of the juice that we can squeeze, running test campaigns all the time to ensure that we are feeding that scale campaign. Once we have multiple winners, we're running bid caps, where in this scenario, we've already tested a number of different bids that we have established. This top one is getting the best results at the highest spend, while we're still squeezing some phenomenal purchase returns over here at $7 cost per purchase and a 6.03x ROAS. Simple scales. In these, we have a number of creatives running, and you can see the phenomenal results. We're getting some volume over the last 30 days at an 11x ROAS. Little bit of volume over here, $6 to $18 cost per purchase. More volume at 28, which is normal, and then we have the one flaw down here. That's one campaign. Simplicity scales. So if you are continuing to listen to everybody telling you that the key is to jump everything into an ASC, these results show complete different thought process. The second thing that you absolutely must do is understand who you're targeting. Who are you speaking to? So I'm going to show you how we set up our personas and how we test them to ensure that we are constantly delivering results and testing new sprints. So we are here inside of one of our clients' sprint spaces, we'll call them. Within each of these, we have the product, we have an understanding of what we're doing, we have ad copy, launch request, call outs approved. All of this is being tracked. And so we're doing this literally every other week, working on sprints. Now, to go even deeper, what we do is we are literally creating 2 unique concepts every single month for our clients. This is what you need to implement for your brand. In this, we are coming through, and on 6/9, we are creating the concept, authenticity you can feel. We are targeting this type of person. The USP is the authentic nature of these products. Why we want to do this, the hypothesis behind why we believe this will be successful, human touch, identity affirmation, and we are coming up with angles specific to the actual creative that we're going to be making. So hand selected, right stone, the right wear, your piece starts with intention and stays with it. Angle 2, us versus them, social proof, and then here's the following sprint that we're going to be doing 2 weeks later. From there, we start to be able to utilize our creative tracker to understand winning ads, and this is a new client, which is why you're not seeing tons of winners yet. The ads, they're live, standby, and then our targets. If you are freestyling your account and you're just launching ads and asking ChatGPT, make an ad for me, I promise you the results are not going to be effective, or they're not going to hit your targets. So that's number 2, making sure you understand who your ads are speaking to. And you've stayed around for this entire video. Here's the third thing. Is you need to stop focusing, or you really should stop focusing on ROAS. I'm going to show you our growth mapping document in just a minute, where we are tracking ROAS in platform, a blended ROAS, a customer acquisition cost, a lifetime value, MER and AMER, to understand what is our paid advertising and our retention offer resulting in positive outcomes for our clients. Positive outcomes meaning profit to your store. So let's get into that. This is a client that we signed a couple months back, and as you guys can see, their customer acquisition cost was $64, $54, $48, $57, $53, $57, $42, $53, $61, $63, $48 at Black Friday, $50 and $52. Now, if we go over to product margin details, their cost per acquisition for a new customer was $38. So, like many founders I'm talking to, that last year was not very good. So we signed on with them in March. We got 49, 60, dropped it down to 44. And in the last 30 days, we are now at a $31 cost per acquisition, which we go back here. And now we are profitable for this client. We start tracking contribution margin, revenue. You can see we're up to $100,000 already, and we're pacing, or in May we did 100, which is more than double what they did 5 months ago. And in June, we are only 20 days into the month, and we are far exceeding. Now, the most important thing to look here, and this is why I say stop tracking ROAS and start tracking profit or contribution margin, is in January, we had $42,000 e-commerce revenue. Profit or contribution margin pre-OpEx leftover was $1,800. February, they did $64,000. But you can see the efficiency really increased slightly from $53 CAC to $48 CAC, went up $6,000. CAC dropped again to $46. Now we came in, and that's with a huge jump in revenue between February and March. We came in, we disrupted a whole bunch of things. So our CAC went up a lot. Then all of a sudden, stability starts coming in. CAC decreases again. And then month of June, we're at $32. And already, so far month to date, we've made less money than full month of May. $32 CAC, and it's the highest contribution margin year to date. And if we go up here, for the entire year of 2024. So if you know your financials, if you know what it takes to grow your business, and you want to operate at a 20% margin left over after all of the work that you've put forth, this is the framework you need to follow. Simple scales. Know who you're selling to, and track the financial aspects of your business. This is critical. This is so important that you know these numbers, because this is how you end up knowing ahead of time what you should be making and what will be left over in your bank account in order to grow your business, instead of offering all these discounts and offers and bundles that eventually you wake up at the end of the month and you realize there is nothing left over. If you're interested in more information on how we're doing all these things, click this video over here. I recorded an hour and 15-minute video on all of the steps we're taking to help scale e-com brands. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next video.